Good morning, everybody. Lovely to see you all virtually from the West Country in lovely England. So let me get underway with the presentation, and I will now attempt to share my screen. So let's just see that we can get up the presentation, share. So hopefully this is working for you all. If you can all give a nod to say, is it working okay? And this is going to be the essential 5 Ps of marketing. And we are actually going to cover the 7 Ps as well within the marketing spectrum, but these are the most essential ones that you need in our current environment. So what are we going to look at when we're productizing? Well, actually, productizing means monetizing. So you might have a business whereby you have products, or you might have a business where you're sharing knowledge and it's a service business. But whichever way, you definitely need to monetize your products and your knowledge in these times. So there's 4 basics when you're trying to grow or even maintain a business. The first one is you can increase your number of customers. So more of the same, buying the same things in the same way. Then you can increase the number of time each individual one does business with you. So increasing the frequency. The next option is to increase the average transaction value, so they buy more from you. And then latterly, increasing your effectiveness and efficiency. So basically that's looking at your costs, keeping revenue generating activity, but then looking at what you can do to reduce your overhead. We would recommend that you do a SWOT analysis to look at your business, and I'm sure you're very familiar with what that is. The strengths and weaknesses are internal to your business, and the opportunities and threats are external. Now, we're all suffering from a massive external threat environment currently. So what we do need to do is look at opportunities within the broader market and align the strengths of our businesses with those. So why is strategy important? Well, actually, it's about finding prospects and turning them into customers. That's vital for you to be able to do so that you can actually say, yeah, I'm tuned in people and I'm converting them into paying customers. And in these times, it's about improving what you offer, and that's in terms of your product and your service. But one thing we're suffering from at the moment is the speed of change. It is radically different than had been the case before. People are now moving online in vast numbers, majorly because they've had no choice if they didn't trade that way before. And then we're finding things like security issues, connectivity issues. So speed of change is definitely one of those that we all need to be aware of. But one thing you do need to do is look at what is your company's reason for existence. So analyse what products and services do you actually provide. And you want to create a trigger in people's memory. This is about how is it they make that link between the product that you might have had and the one that you're evolving to. So bring that back and think of your mission and vision. What are your values? Why does your company exist? Why did you found it in the first place? What is your passion? And we would say always be memorable. Far better to be important in a niche and known for a very specific thing than to spread yourself too thin, because if you try to be all things to all people, you won't be much to anybody. So keep it niche. And that leads us to what makes you the red apple amongst the green apples. Well, you need that standout. What benefit do you give your customers? Understand what it is that you give them. Believe that that's actually got a great value for them. Let them tell you that. Ask your customers, what great value do I give you? And that's where you transverse yourself to position yourself as an expert. If you're an expert in your field, you will be the one that's known on that subject, and they will be finding you based on that. And what do you do better than anybody else? Everybody's got unique skills. Don't try to imitate anybody else. Be the best as a version of you. We then move on to the target market identification. So I'm sure many of you know about B2B and B2C as the customer type, but there are many other ways. So is it private or public sector? What customer type do they have in terms of their attributes of their demographic, their geographic? Understand all that, because actually you want to know in the finest detail who your clients are. Who is your ideal customer? What things do they have? Where are they located? What product mix do they buy from you? How much do they contribute to your own turnover? How important are they to the survival of your business? And when you understand what attributes they have, you really need to understand who is your perfect customer. So imagining that scene, who is it their perfect customer, but understand what their challenges are, because you want to be of service to them with the product and the knowledge that you provide. You need to answer that critical question, how can I help you? And that translates to, why do you need to choose me to help you? And what are the new ways to serve them? Look at that as a strategy for how you develop and productize your business. So how can you productize? Well, actually, there's a few ways of doing it. You could look at producing books or ebooks. Online courses are fabulous for sharing knowledge, and you could do that. If you were a mechanic, you could do how-to guides on how to mend a car. If you're a fitness instructor, you could show people top tips for warm up and warm down, or exercises for a given need. So every knowledge expert that there is can produce an online course, and I'm going to talk about that a bit more in depth. PR and thought leadership is also important. Publish your views, become known, keep that noise level, let people understand you're communicating regularly. And that actually links to things like remote consultancy. We're on Zoom today, there's Teams, there's multiple other platforms, but you can have that relationship with people even if you can't see them face to face. Webinars and online networking, again, superb for relationship building, for consulting, for strategy, for providing service. And then leveraging your new markets and your new clients. As we said, the 4 basics at the beginning. What are you going to do to get to those new clients, and how can you do that? Now, if we're talking about our online customers, how do we actually get to those people? Great way is an online course, but when you're creating an online course, the course must solve a very specific problem. You've got to enable your audience to actually deliver results from it. So it should have a clear system and a process. Your content needs to be clearly focused on engagement with whichever audience the course is targeting. And a successful course not only delivers revenue, but positions you as an expert. So as part of the armory that you're creating as your business for the future, how is it you're going to position yourself as an expert moving forward? You've also got the chance to upsell additional offers. So for example, if you've got one product service being covered, we've got a course on magnificent marketing. And actually, I also provide a course on how to bid. So you can mention the other courses within your course, and that's an upsell of your offer. You can also then provide consultancy time, but importantly, enables you to build your community. And also, the very basics of an online course is you're doing it to help others get results. So think about that when you're creating your course. And then we're going to talk about how is it promoting your business works. Well, as we said earlier, promotion is one of the 7 P's of marketing. And what we've done today is look at the essential 5 P's of marketing and sales. And we've put a twist on them because pivot, positivity aren't in the traditional 7 P's as such. And we're just showing you now which ones marketing traditionally has had. And you'll be very familiar with all of these. The place that you make the offer, your product, the price, the people that deliver it, the processes that you deliver it by, and the physical evidence that people are used to you dealing with in that delivery frame that you provide your service or your product. But today we're talking about promotion, and that really is about acquiring new customers. So how do you do that? Well, if you're acquiring new customers, there's some very specific methods you can use, and you will probably do a mixture of these already. So in promotion, you've got direct marketing, advertising and social promotion. You've got the ability to create referrals. Membership schemes and associations are also great. And then you may have inbound inquiries, and these could be through your website, someone calling you, an email, maybe you've got a form on your website or your social media channels, contact us, comments, etc. So there's lots of ways that people can find new clients. When you're promoting to them, there's going to be a few specific things that you need to do. Well, you do really need to tell them what you do and what you offer. And it's very easy to forget that when you're in a business. You kind of assume that everybody knows what you do, but actually they might not. So you will need to show your branding, your advertising, your social media channels, And make sure if you're making offers, it's clear what that offer is. You might be at exhibitions. At the moment, they're virtual. Hopefully in the future, they'll be face-to-face again. Make sure you understand what is actually gaining attention and what's appealing. And you can do that by testing. But one thing you definitely need to make sure is that your message is consistent and you're creating dialogue. That is key with your audience. So give your customer the reason to choose your product. That's what your promotion is designed to do. In the activity that you can undertake, well, there's lots of things you can do. You may have tried telemarketing, you might be doing Facebook advertising, there could be a lead magnet, lots of things that you can do. All of these I'm sure you're familiar with, but look at how they're joined up. How does one influence the other? How are you putting that consistent messaging out there? And you've got to understand and use the traditional channels too, if they are of value to you. And I do say that because you need to understand which ones develop the greatest value for your business. Don't forget those traditional marketing channels, such as paid advertising. It might be really pertinent for you at the moment. Have a look at that. But you could create a landing page specifically targeted to an offer, and that might drive the audience to a very certain page on your website. You might have a download a free ebook or look at our top tips. All of these are great ways of looking at what you're going to do. Definitely you need to look at your mailing list. Is it current? Is it compliant? Has it got the right people on it? And you need to reconnect with your past respondents. A lot of people actually just lose touch with their past clients, and they might have a great reason to buy from you again. So keep in contact with them and test everything. Copy images, headlines, which audience you're sending it to. But please remember, only change one element at a time. If you're trying to understand your test results and you change everything in one go, you won't know what contributed to the difference. So A/B testing one element at a time. When you're looking at your promotion for marketing, you really do need to get yourself a content library and actually set yourself a calendar. You might need seasonal sales promotions, so something focused on a given season, so Valentine's Day, Mother's Day, festivals, etc. Look at all of those. You could have a new product launch or a bundle of offers, and that works really well for many businesses, putting things together so that it performs a wider service than one product would on its own. If you've got a system, put your activity into the system and schedule it. If you haven't, create yourself a spreadsheet. Anything you can do just to keep your content in order so you know what's coming and when. And really, you do need to write the benefits of your approach. What is it that you're going to do? And what are our hints for that? Well, play to your strengths. How do you offer better value? What's your USP? Make sure you look great on your paper. Make your strengths clear in everything that you deliver. And evidence really matters. Show how you work, provide it with evidence. And what do we mean by that? Things like your reviews, your testimonials, every point of evidence that you've got to show how it is that you're a great business. And customer loyalty is really key within that process. So they want a positive experience, they want satisfaction, and that delivers that perceived value. And actually, it's a strange thing, customer loyalty. It's a blend of the physical, the emotional, and the value elements. And Alison will be covering a lot of those later. Make sure you've got them all in your mix. And retaining customers is less expensive than acquiring new ones. So there's a very good reason for keeping loyal customers. Some books say 4 times, some say up to 20 times more expensive to acquire a new client than retain an existing one. So love the clients that already love you. Loyal customers also buy more, they're cheaper to manage, and they're more likely to recommend you to someone else. So bear that in mind when you're loving your customers. And they're great brand advocates. Their testimonials are very powerful. Now, if you say you're a great business, people might go, fabulous, maybe you are. If someone else says you're a great business, it's got so much greater value. So what should you do now? What's the immediate things you need to do? Well, look at the problem your customers have and work out how your offer, you can pivot your offer to productize it, you promote it so you solve that problem. Make sure you humanize your brand. You've got to be relatable in these times. People need to know the person behind the business. So build that into your messaging. Be authentic and genuine. This is really, really key at the moment. People do not like profiteering. They don't want someone to take advantage of the situation. So be authentic and genuine. Show that you're trying to help. Understand how you can sell your product or service in this current new normal. What has changed? What's your environment like? What are your channels? What are your routes to market? If you understand those, then you can actually leverage what you're going to do. And also, really important, be inspirational. Be that good business friend. If someone needs your help, give it willingly. Work out how it is that you can be the one that charges forward, and then everybody can grow their business together. So we have got a special offer for you today as well, if you're interested. We really want to help you, and we've productized our knowledge. So I guess Alison and I are the advocates of what we're saying. We've got online courses, so there's Magnificent Marketing, there's Secrets of Successful Sales, and both of our award-winning books. You can see here the package is normally worth $255, and we're doing it today for $99. So if you'd like that, we'd love to be able to help your business. But really what we want to do, more importantly, is to reach out to you and say, yes, you can do it. You're a fabulous business. Just look at a new way of achieving in the new normal. And if you'd like to connect with me, here are all my social channels. Please send me a message and I'd be delighted to hear from you. So thank you very much. My name is Denise O'Leary and I can help with any marketing or bid writing requirements.